Good morning students. Today we will learn about national liberation movements in the colonies.
This map points the countries of Europe, Asia, Africa and Australia. The pink regions are the colonies of Britain, which include India, Egypt and Nigeria, etc. The blue-colored places like Vietnam, Algeria, etc. are the colonies of France. The light brown-colored places including Indonesia are the colonies of Holland. The countries in grey color are the countries of Asia and Africa like China, Nepal, Afghanistan, Iran and Ethiopia, etc., which continued to be independent.
Although these countries continued to be independent, it was just namesake. These countries were under the control of a number of colonial powers. The European powers held their sway over many nations in the world. So, in today's class, let us learn about the struggles of the colonies like China, Vietnam and Nigeria and their history of freedom. These countries had people who spoke different languages or followed different religions and never thought of themselves as one nation. In addition, these countries were ruled by kings or queens who were not in favor of democracy or freedom. Only when the new movements like nationalism, democracy and socialism took birth in Europe did they get inspired. So, now let us see the struggles of various countries and also our country and understand how the lives of millions of people across the world were transformed. First, let us travel to China and know their experience. China went through two phases.
One was the phase where the Republic was established in China and the second phase in which democracy was established. At the turn of the 20th century, the country of China was ruled by the rulers of the Manchu dynasty. Eventually, the dynasty became powerless and failed to defend the interests of China to counter the Western colonial powers.
As a result, the common people and administrators of the empire were unhappy with the state of issues then. Many revolts were undertaken by the people and attempts of reform were taken by the administrators.
Amidst all the chaos, the Manchu Empire was brought down and a republic was established in the year 1911 under the rule of Sun Yat-sen. He was unanimously known as the founder of the modern China. Sun Yat-sen came from a poor family and got educated in missionary schools. This is where he learnt about democracy and Christianity. Although he studied medicine, he was very much bothered about the state of affairs in China.
The program of Sun Yat-sen was called the Three Principles or San Min Chui. The three principles include nationalism, democracy and socialism.
While nationalism dealt with bringing down the Manchu dynasty and other foreign imperialists, the principle of democracy meant establishing democratic government. The principle of socialism dealt with regulation of capital and equalizing landholdings.
The political and social situation remained unstable in the country.
On the The Kuomintang, which is the National People's Party,
In addition, clothing, food, housing and transportation were identified as the four great needs.
Chiang Kai-shek ruled China between 1887 and 1975 as the leader of Kuomintang after the death of Sun Yat-sen. He introduced a military campaign to control the warlords, regional leaders who took over the authority, and to eliminate communists.
In other words, Chiang Kai-shek tried to militarize the nation. According to him, the people were to develop a habit and instinct for unified behavior. In addition, he supported women to instill in them the virtues of chastity, appearance, speech and work, and also recognize their role as bound to the household. Students, it might be surprising, but even the hemlines of the women's dresses were prescribed. Such was the rule of Chiang Kai-shek. The social base of the Kuomintang was in the urban areas. The industrial growth was slow and limited.
An industrial working class of nearly 5 lakhs appeared by 1919 in cities like Shanghai, which have now become centers of growth in the modern world. In the 5 lakhs, only a small percentage worked in modern industries like shipbuilding. Most others were petty urbanites, popularly known as Xiao Shimin in Chinese, traders and shopkeepers. The urban workers, especially women, earned very low wages.
Added to that, the workers had to work for long hours and the working conditions were bad. As individualism or personal independence increased, there was an increased concern about women's rights, ways to build family, and discussion about love and romance. For example, there was also social and cultural change through spread of schools and universities.
Peking University was established in 1902. In addition, journalism expanded, which points the growing attraction of the new thinking.
Amidst all this, the Kuomintang failed to unite the country in spite of the many attempts. Students, can you tell why it failed? It failed because of its narrow social base and its limited political vision.
The party also ignored the main point of their party of regulating capital and equalizing land. The party neglected the peasants and the increasing social inequalities.
Like we have seen, there was more emphasis on imposing a military order rather than dealing with the problems of the people.